Is there anything other than apparent? Apparency? Apparentness? No.
Everything is only apparent.
Yeah, klar. And thingness is an internal process of appearing. Things are invented inside
by the me
appearance.
Yeah, me turns them into something.
The nervous system creates a me as one of its functions.
No, the nervous system doesn't create a me. The brain does.
Oh, that's what I mean. The brain.
Yeah, okay.
The brain is the biggest hunk of the nervous system outside the spine and the peripheral nerves, but me-ness is a function apparently, like everything is only appearance, apparently a functioning of a nervous system. Yeah. And enjoyment is apparently a functioning of a nervous system.
Well, yeah, but let's just stop it there. But when there's no one, there's just enjoyment. When there's me, the me claims the enjoyment. Yeah. It's my enjoyment.
Clear. Yeah.
It's like a...
And so, without nervous systems of any sort, if there were no nervous systems of any sort, including no data process, information processors of other sorts, there would be no enjoying.
Oh no, no, the nervous system is just a mechanism.
Yes.
Enjoyment is energy.
Energy. Well, what's energy?
Energy. What's energy? Energy is everything. Energy is.
Yeah. What?
So energy is nothing arising as apparent energy, and energy within that there can be enjoyment.
Energy is nothing, like nothing, everything, arising as energy. What?
No, energy is you could say nothing appearing as what is.
Okay, so that's your definition of energy, which is very different from the physicist's definition and...
Oh, the physicists see the two things apart. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
The physicists, if they are a me, see those nothing and matter as two different things. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
But they aren't. They're one thing.
Okay, sure. Yeah. There is no thingness at all to it, other than that.
But the brain or the neurological system is just another thing or an appearance out of nothing in which enjoyment can arise.
Yes, in which everything that is or appears, everything that appears, appears.
No, not at all. No. In the body, the neurological system is part of the energy that enjoyment can arise in. It doesn't have to be in that. It can be anywhere.
So there's nobody who knows. But my me has the impression that it has to acquire knowledge to be able to cope with the world, to study books and know things.
You can know how to drive a car, in simple terms, yeah. You can learn how to drive a car. Oh, the me can know how to drive a car, apparently, but it can't know the infinite, because the infinite is beyond knowing, is unknowing. There's the one thing that can't be known is the infinite. But of course the me puts a huge amount of energy in trying to know the infinite. It never can.
So is this knowledge, is this useless?
Totally. It's useful for the me to make its world more comfortable, if it knows what to eat for dinner or where to drive to get to London or whatever that is. But as far as the infinite, or whatever you like to call it, liberation is concerned, of course it's completely useless. And the greatest difficulty for all of me, is the only way that me can exist is by knowing that it exists. It's called self-consciousness. And that's the greatest dilemma of all for me. Me lives in self-consciousness and believes that it is real. That's the agony of me. And because it knows it's real, and it's it's been brought up to believe that knowledge is power, then it very sweetly then thinks that it can become enlightened through knowledge.
So if the me drops away, where does the knowledge come from? Is there still...
The knowledge, everything comes from nothing. So knowledge or knowing is nothing appearing as knowing. When the me drops away, there can still be a knowing of how to drive a car, but there's nothing else that, in those terms, in practical terms, there can still be a knowing of how to cook spaghetti, but there's nothing any longer that needs to know that which is the infinite, because there is only that which is the infinite.
So the knowledge comes up when it's needed.
Yeah. Usually. But also, when there's no me, it is then the idea of knowledge and gaining things is no longer relevant, because there is only unconditional love, so there isn't anything any longer that needs to get anywhere.
So there is something there that enjoys this paradox.
There isn't something here, but there is enjoyment.
There is enjoyment. So when your physical body dies, this enjoyment disappears.
No, not at all, because it doesn't need the physical body for there to be enjoyment. It doesn't need anything. Everything doesn't need anything for it to happen. So enjoyment, when this thing here dies, enjoyment is. The whole arrogance of me is that it thinks that nothing can happen without it. It's sweet. Thousands of years ago, it was believed that the Earth was the centre of the universe, and that everything revolved around the Earth because it was the most special thing in the world. Since then, however, and before then, but certainly since then, me thinks it's the centre of the human body, of the human being, and that everything revolves around me. And if it weren't for me, nothing would happen at all. It's so sweet. It's such bullshit. The earth, life, does very well without me.
But if any sentient beings, any persons, any animals, any plants have died, is there still enjoyment?
Well, there's still life, which depends what you mean by enlightenment. Yes, there is only enlightenment, because there isn't anybody that's enlightened. Enlightenment hasn't got anything to do with anyone. There's only life, energy. And when a body dies, life energy is.
And if nobody is more present...
Doesn't need anybody for there to be life energy. I don't know whether you know it. Maybe you don't, but I think most people do. But millions of years ago, there was nobody on the Earth. Did you know that? And it did very well without anybody being on the Earth. It's not doing so well now.